All right, and we are live. Hello. Can you guys hear me out there? Let's see, we've got quite a few people watching already. We've got DJ Donnelly watching over on Twitch. DJ, what's up? How you doing, buddy? Let's see who we got watching over on YouTube. Joe McKenzie, Chucky Yeet, Borderline 11. All right, and we are... yes, I can hear myself. Steak Sauce, what's up, man? Get in here. I sent you the link. Adam JM618, what's up? How are you doing? How are you guys doing tonight? Hope you all are doing very well. Al from Russia's here. Al. The link is posted on Patreon, man. Hop on if you can. But yeah, we're live with the Movie Talk with Patrons. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. I, of course, am pizowell. Joining me tonight all the way from the UK is Mike. What's up, Mike? How you doing?
I'm good, man. You good?
Doing good, man. How's things going over in the UK?
Just had a haircut and a shave, you know. Lockdown haircut, so it's not the best. Not a professional job. So
I've decided my hair is just going to grow out. I'm going to let it grow out even when we can get it cut again. I've decided to just let it grow out a little bit. So
old school piz.
Old school, exactly. Yes, old school piz. But thanks for joining me tonight, Mike. Also with me, making his first appearance, is Joe Bob Tarhill. Joe Bob, what's up, man?
Not too bad. How about you? How y'all doing tonight?
We're doing good, man. Doing good. Thanks for joining us. How's things going over in North Carolina?
It's hit and miss. Just usual lockdown, but it could be worse.
Indeed, it could.
How's it over there in Kentucky?
Pretty good. Pretty good in Kentucky. We're on the verge of reopening retail.
Yeah, my uncle lives down near Myrtle Beach, so everything's getting back to normal over there.
Yeah. They're saying that things are going to be getting back to normal here pretty soon too. I hope so. I have doubts, but we'll see.
You know, everything's getting back to normal when NASCAR's coming back.
So NASCAR is coming back. Is that right?
Yeah, Darlington.
Okay, well, that's a sign, I guess. But thanks for joining us. It's a sign. I don't know what the sign is, but it's a sign of something. But thanks for joining, Joe Bob. Thanks for being a patron.
Thank you.
Also, yeah, well, thanks, man. Also with me here so far is Corey. What's up, Corey?
What's up, pizowell maniacs? How's everybody doing tonight? Letting my hair grow out too, but I did something really nerve-wracking last week. I gave my mom a haircut, so that was terrifying, but she was satisfied. So
brave man. But hey, you must have done a good job.
Yeah, she was happy, so
that's good.
I survived.
That's good. How's things going over in Illinois?
Oh, we're hanging in there. I think like everybody else, but we're still kicking. So
still alive and kicking. What about retail in your neck of the woods? When are they gonna get that open back up?
I think it's still going to be a while here. Some things I'm right on the Indiana border. I actually used to live in Indiana, and a lot more stuff's opening up over there. But on my side of the border, it's still a little slow. So it's about all I know.
Okay, I hear you. Well, thanks for being here tonight. Thanks for being a patron. I appreciate it. Yeah. Tell us, you've recently just launched a podcast. Tell us about your podcast, man.
Yeah, it's called S'mores Indoors. We kind of talk about all kinds of topics, but we launched our first episode this yesterday, actually, and we featured Heath Holland from Serial at Midnight talking about Blu-ray boutique Blu-ray releases, and Jonathan Lundy, who's actually usually on the show here, also kind of co-hosted with me, and had a good first episode, I think. So you can check that out. Right now it's on Stitcher and Spotify. And there's a S'mores Indoors Facebook page too for right now. So
that's a cool name. I'm impressed.
S'mores
It's a little
indoors. I like
catchy.
that. Yeah, I like that. S'mores indoors. I like that. Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, it I may pop on to that
Ooh, baby. Ooh,
onto the
baby.
podcast eventually.
Ooh, baby.
So that might be
Yes,
Ooh,
that'd be awesome.
Ooh, baby.
Thank you, Chucky Yeet. Thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Unfortunately, the stream is only for patrons, my friend. But I do appreciate the $1.99 super chat.
It's very cheap. It's very cheap per month.
Yes, yes.
And it's going to a good cause.
Exactly. Yes, very good cause. But I'll go to Patreon, and it's posted on Patreon, man. You should be able to access it there. But we should have a few more people joining us throughout the night. Maybe Jonathan. I'm not sure. He's been here the past couple of streams, but we'll see if he joins. But have you guys seen any good movies lately? Good movies, bad movies? With all the time we've had on our hands?
I tell you what, Sean,
Back and forth.
Let me start with my. There's Mr. Lundy just joined us. What's up, man?
What's up, guys?
How are you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. How about y'all?
Good. We were just talking about you a second ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yes, Corey's on here, isn't he?
Yeah. Corey told us some horrible
What's
things
up?
about you.
yeah, worst
Or-
podcast co-host ever.
But yeah, thanks for joining, Jonathan. We were just getting ready to talk about movies we've recently seen. If you've seen any good movies recently.
Hang on, I'll have to pop back in here. My sound's all wonky.
Okay, cool. Let's Triple OG Banana. What's up over on Twitch, man? Mike, have you seen any good movies lately?
I've just been trying to catch up with a lot of these sort of like late 2019, 2020 releases. I saw the Child's Play remake. As far as I'm concerned, the third best of the series. You know, apart from the first two, I really enjoyed it. Black Christmas was an abomination.
What was
I
it?
knew it would be. I won't go into that. I've got one film which I quite enjoyed, which I thought got a lot of hate, which it's just a big, dumb, stupid film. It's Fantasy Island. I actually really enjoyed it. It's absolutely ridiculous. But,
Shit, Lauren, to you.
It's totally stupid. Makes no sense. But you've got like cocktails and bikinis. You've got like a really funny sort of like stepbrother combo, like ridiculous, but I really like them.
Kind of like a guilty
And
pleasure film.
I just thought it was a really fun film. And after this is off the back of watching Black Christmas, so you know.
Oh,
You
so
can understand.
your expectations were probably very, very
They
low.
were lowered. They were lowered. Black Christmas was the Black Christmas 2019. At about 20 minutes in, I actually felt like the director was anti-SJW and was making fun of SJWs. It was so in your face, the politics. But then, as it went on, I thought, oh no, it's serious. This is not taking the piss.
Yeah.
It
What
was
was
so in your face. It was almost like a South Park episode.
the second movie you mentioned that you said was really bad?
Black Christmas.
Oh, Okay. Well,
Sorry,
I
Mike.
Lauren's just joined us. Lauren, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, shit.
What is oh shit about?
Welcome to you.
What's up?
What's up, Lon?
Hey guys, how are you?
He's just a big fan of yours, Lauren. He's a little starstruck right now.
I doubt that's true.
Well, this is Joe Bob Tarhill, by the way, Lauren.
Oh, hello, Mr. Tarhill. How are you?
Good. How about you, Lauren?
I just came in from mowing the lawn. That's how exciting my life is.
Wow, very nice.
I did a show with Cam earlier, then I went out and I made dinner, and then I mowed the lawn. That's my starstruck life.
Very nice.
Typical day in your ward, huh?
What
Lauren?
was for dinner?
Steak,
Oh,
because
nice.
it's Cinco de Mayo. Keep
Jeremy,
working on it. It won't get easier.
Jeremy mentioned that to me today, and I was like, Cinco de Mayo, is that today? I didn't.
Yeah.
Jeremy's more with it than I am. So
Well,
Yes.
yeah.
Me and Jeremy have actually something in common. Autism.
Jeremy's
We both
not
have autism.
Jeremy's not a Tar Heels fan, Joe. I'm sorry.
I have. He has autism, right?
Yes, he does. Yes.
I do too.
Okay.
It's a mild case.
Okay. Cool. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you.
And my youngest nephew has it too. So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
It is what it is. But yeah.
Joe, don't worry about it. It's a lot better than what Piz has.
But Jonathan's back. Jonathan, what's up, man?
What's up, guys? Sorry about that. I couldn't hear anything.
No, it's good. It's all good. How are you?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. How are things in y'all's part of the world?
Pretty good. Hanging in there.
Can't complain.
Yeah, just kind of.
Lauren, I wanted to say I've been watching your Texas Chainsaw reviews, man. I got to say it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Thank you. I get that not everyone's going to agree with every one of my takes, and that's cool. I just hope there's enough else there besides just my feelings, That's why they're not just reviews.
Yeah, I really liked your take on the remake because I feel like that gets a lot of unneeded hate.
It sure does. I think we just got really, because for a while when it first came out, everyone kind of liked it, and then I think that as the remake thing rolled on and on and on and on, we all just started to think of them all as kind of the same problem. You know what I'm saying? We all got really tired. And I don't think a lot of us revisit that movie very often either.
It's a great film.
Oh, I did too. I mean, that's actually what got me into watching those films. I enjoyed that movie so much that I sought out the other films, and they were good. Well, a couple of them were good for their own reasons. But yeah.
I would honestly say it's the second best of the series. I mean, I think the original, then the remake, and then you pick your guilty pleasure from there.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Not stop the remake trend.
We've got a new person joining us. What's your name, man?
Hey, Piz?
Yeah.
Billy, it's Al from Russia. What's up, guys?
Al from Russia.
Oh, I've heard that name before. How you doing, man?
Hello, Al from Russia from Philadelphia.
Lauren, what's up, man?
I mean,
No new chapter to tell.
Can't you tell that accent? That accent is straight on Russian.
I was born in America.
Al from
Eastern Russian.
Al from Russia from America. How you doing, Al?
Good, man. How you guys making out?
Doing pretty good. Hanging out. Just
Awesome. How you doing, Lauren?
Lauren's
I'm
gone.
okay. No, I'm here. I keep muting myself because I'm paranoid about my sound. There's something about no, seriously, there's something when Piz and I are both on camera that my sound goes crazy. It doesn't happen elsewhere, just with Piz.
Your sound's been better lately. I think you
sounds good.
Once you started
perfect,
using
man.
that new headset, it kind of ironed out the issues.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Sounds perfect.
But thanks for joining us, Al. It's good to see you, man. Good to put
No problem, dude. Thank you, guys, man. I'm sticking around.
Good to put
Al,
a face to a name.
Al, do me a favor.
What's up?
Clean up your fucking city.
Hey, man. Give me a break, Lauren.
Oh, goodness gracious. But has anybody else seen any good movies, bad movies, indifferent movies lately?
Not a movie, but have any of you guys checked out that Cursed show on Shudder?
I love it.
I've heard about it.
I've heard a lot of really good things about it, but I've not.
I don't have Shudder, so
Nah, I don't either.
Use
Same here.
promo code Savini and you can get 30-day free trial. Promo code Savini.
interesting.
Yeah.
I
What do you
thought
think
it
about
was,
it, Corey?
I thought it was decent. I watched the Exorcist one and I watched the Twilight Zone one, and I thought that the Exorcist one was a little kind of all over the place, but the Twilight Zone one was pretty interesting. A lot of that
That's
stuff
the
I've
movie,
heard
right?
before, but I'm sorry.
That's the movie, right?
Yes.
Oh, I never have seen it because of that. The whole Big Mall thing was it was a screwed up thing.
Yeah.
It should not happen.
No. Definitely should not have happened. But I'm intending to watch Cursed because I've heard really good things about it.
It's an easy watch. I mean, they're like 30-minute episodes, so.
Interesting.
Anybody else?
Piz, honestly, I'm waiting for Halloween Kills, man. I'm ready for
Right, mate.
I'm ready for Halloween, guys. To be honest with you.
That's one.
Not my cup of tea.
That's one thing that I definitely want to talk about tonight. It involves Halloween Kills, but it has to do with. Have you guys heard about AMC theaters?
Yeah, they're
banning.
not showing any more Universal, and they're shutting down supposedly.
Weird.
That's
AMC. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that's the plan. AMC's the biggest theater chain in the country, and they've decided to ban all Universal releases, including Halloween Kills, Candyman, so on and so
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes,
just
sir.
weird.
Here's the problem. Out of that standoff, only one of them can afford to do it. And Universal can outlast AMC much longer than they can outlast Universal.
So if it stays as it is, yes, but Regal are considering joining the ban.
Oh, that would suck. Man, that would suck.
But what happened? The story behind it all is a Trolls World Tour or something. I think that's the name of the movie. Which somebody I did a live stream the other day, and somebody commented, who thought that Trolls World Tour would change the face of movie releasing forever? But it has. Universal released Trolls World Tour straight to VOD, and it made $100 million on VOD. So Universal's basically saying, okay, from now on, we're going to release theatrically and VOD at the same time.
Okay, so here's the big difference, though. Eventually, we won't all be quarantined at home. And a film like Trolls World Tour is not going to make that kind of money because people are not going to be searching desperately for things to keep their kids occupied.
Right.
Well, do we need everything to come to a theater? Do you need to see everything in a theater? I mean, obviously there's big name movies that you're going to want to see there, but do you need to see Trolls World Tour or Sonic the Hedgehog?
Personally, I don't.
Well, I mean, like, if somebody
I
with a
could
kid.
care less about it.
But wait. Be careful with that. Because our genre, the horror genre, will be the first place that gets relegated to strictly streaming.
Okay, buddy.
I agree with that. I don't see the harm in putting, like, some comedy that wasn't going to make $50 million.
Yeah.
Straight to streaming, or do an option where you could watch it on stream for $20, or they would do a limited theatrical release. I mean, do we need 13 to 14 movies theatrically nationwide every week?
What I think is funny is, I don't know anything about this Trolls movie, but would that Trolls movie have made $100 million on a regular theatrical release?
Absolutely. Does anybody else have a young? Did anybody else have a young daughter? Because
no,
my daughter. Oh my God, she loves it.
The first film did.
Yeah.
Okay.
And its theatrical release, and then had a video release, a physical, and everything else on top of it. They might end up making less on this than the original, and the argument is going to be, well, they didn't have to give anything to the distributing partners. But the problem with that is that opening weekend is about an 85% to 15% cut. They don't lose much on opening weekend, which is when 60% of the profits are made.
Hey, what's up, Southpaw? What's up, Jeffrey Byers? What's up, SSGT Luke 1? But in all honesty, this standoff will probably end eventually. I mean, I can see Universal and
I hope it's. I hope.
I can see them kind of, burying the hatchet, so to speak. But it's interesting because it shows that the studios don't need the theaters to have a huge blockbuster.
Yeah.
So
I'd like to see the numbers on, like, The Invisible Man.
Yes,
that was another one. Like, I'd like to hear, like, what a movie that wasn't going to do gangbusters would do. Yeah, on straight to streaming,
or like The Hunt.
Yeah, something like that.
Because I've said this before. If the choice was to watch The Hunt theatrically, or if the choice was to watch The Hunt VOD or never, I would have done VOD. Because if it was a theatrical regular release, I wouldn't have gone to the theater to see it.
Absolutely.
But The Invisible Man dropped in cinemas, though, didn't it? For a time.
It was for a week. It was like for a week or two. Yeah.
Then coronavirus kicked in.
A lot of people saw the Invisible Man in the first couple of weeks before, but
I actually saw it in the theater too. Hey, what's up, Rambo? I actually saw it in the theater, like opening or pretty early on.
I did as well.
Yeah.
Were you
I'll
happy?
tell you what I think
Go ahead.
is it might be a big, might give us a little more info. Is this Judd Apatow movie that's going to come out? I can't remember what it's called, but you know, people aren't going to buy that to like satisfy their kids. They're going to buy it because they want to see the latest. It's going to be more of an adult movie, is what I'm trying to say, and maybe they can compare the numbers on that with what they would have possibly got in the theater with that one.
That's an interesting thought. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So right now, like the future of Halloween Kills and Candyman's kind of up in the air. I mean,
yeah.
Do they just go ahead and postpone those two movies until next year?
I hope not.
Or
I hope not.
would if Halloween Kills went straight to VOD, would that take anything away from it, or would that make it more?
It would, Piz, because you want to get the whole theater experience. You know, you want to be in the theater with fellow horror fans. You want to see the reactions. I'm all about that. Like, I don't want to see it on VOD. I want the theater experience, man. I want to be there midnight, you know, drunk, watching it, getting it all in, getting that nostalgia. I would be disappointed. I would. I really would. That's just my take, you know?
The fact that it's an October release as well. If it was,
exactly,
not that many Halloween films in the past have actually been released in October. This is going to be an October release. This isn't just another sequel. This isn't like an H2O. This actually feels like it means something. It feels like it's coming up to the finale, which we all know it is. I think one of the big three cast is going to die in this film. I think Judy Greer is going to die in this film. So I think this is a big deal, and I think it should be a cinema release myself.
I do too. Yes, sir. I do too.
Anybody else? Would you? Is there anybody here who would actually be more excited if it went straight to VOD?
Me, but I'm weird. So
okay.
Nope, not me.
I hate the theater so much that
you're starting to sound like Piz.
Honest. Go ahead, Jonathan. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. It's such a hassle these days, man.
It is. Yeah.
And I mean, as far as like you were talking about, you know, a theater experience, I haven't had one of those in a very long time. There's like-minded people around. Usually with horror movies, I've been there with teenagers. I remember I went to see Child's Play by myself.
Yeah.
And it was literally me tucked in between a bunch of teenagers who couldn't stop talking.
I felt the same way, man. I felt the same way. Yeah, it was weird.
Rambo Raff says he actually just watched Black Christmas 2019, and his response is,
Let's not say that name ever. Let's forget about that movie. Please, guys. Please.
Actually, I've got a story to tell here in a little bit. But Southpaw 82, Dookie Wilkos, how you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. And we've got somebody who's it's Nico.
Hey.
Nico, what's up, man?
Hello, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
Good. I just thought I'd pop in and introduce myself and say hi.
Well,
What's up, man?
It's good to put a face to a name. Thank you for being a patron, man.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
There you go. Did you see the One Missed Call 2 review?
I did.
Okay.
I agree. Thank you for that.
You're very welcome. Well, thanks for stopping by, man.
Yeah, I mean it's weird because I'm on the West Coast, so the hours are strange. So you guys are like into the evening, and I'm still like waiting for the damn sun to go down so I can go out and kill people. You know?
Well, we were just talking about Halloween Kills possibly going straight to VOD. How do you feel about that?
I'm not crazy about the idea.
Okay, so you'd rather see it in the theater with the theater experience.
I would, yeah, I would.
Me too.
I'm really spoiled movie going wise because I even though it's like a way overpriced chain, et cetera, I live up the street from these theaters called the ArcLight theaters, and they're really hardcore about people shutting up and people not using their cell phones and
yeah, that's always the pain in the butt.
Yeah, me too.
The
But
other thing is,
I don't go. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, the other thing is, the screen is far enough back so you can actually sit in the front row and not feel like you're being imposed on by the movie. And if there is anything going on behind you, you have no idea what it is.
Yeah,
You know.
I agree.
I was gonna say I've only been to a theater twice in 10 years, so
Oh,
So you probably don't care if Halloween Kills goes VOD or not, huh?
not really.
You would probably prefer it to go VOD.
Yeah, because I can see it with my nephews. They love horror movies.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
I would certainly be more prone to watching it. If it went VOD, straight to VOD, I would probably watch it, opening night. Whereas if it was theatrical, I'd probably wait and catch a matinee after a couple of days.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I'm a big Saturday morning guy. Saturday morning at 10 o'clock is when I love to go to the movies.
Horror movie at 10 o'clock? I mean, I don't know, man. You gotta be there. You gotta have that midnight experience, But there's never a wrong time for a horror movie, if you ask me.
I wake up in the morning, I look in the mirror, I'm already scared, so.
So there is a wrong time for a horror movie. There's certain dates that you just shouldn't mix.
I agree, Lauren.
I cannot get that one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think AMC and Universal will eventually bury the hatchet because I mean they kind of need each other. Although I mean, Universal may release a couple of more movies straight to VOD just to test it and see.
Experiment.
If they can make $100 million on Trolls, whatever, I would think Halloween Kills is a shoe-in for $100 million during October.
What franchises do they have, Piz? Like, what big franchises do Universal own? Halloween.
Candyman. They're releasing Candyman, and that one's gonna, who knows what's gonna happen with that.
I'm not interested in that.
I don't.
Never seen the original.
I don't. Honestly, I don't know what else, to be honest.
So they get all the Blumhouse. That's the Blumhouse thing, right?
Yeah.
Isn't Fast and Furious theirs?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sick of those movies. Oh, Lauren. Why'd you have to say that? Why?
Because they make a shitload.
There's no way Fast and Furious is going straight to VOD. There's no way that's happening.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think so either. The problem is if this happens and is very, very, very successful for them and other studios start doing it, it's going to change how financing happens for movies for different types of movies. Because we'll talk about a completely different revenue stream from here on out. And it'll benefit some types of movies and it'll hurt others.
Yeah.
So you might see smaller budgets for certain types of movies, and you might see other films be either big budget or not exist.
But I think this is kind of a ballsy move on AMC's part, because do the theaters need the studios more, or do the studios need the theaters more? Because I think the theaters need the studios more.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree, yeah. Definitely, Piz. Yeah, man.
It's not a simple thing, though. So Universal is a publicly traded company. They are completely beholden to the top shareholders. The top shareholders, if they have money also in the production side, in other words, they also the in-house productions they might contribute to, or they have also money in, say, Lakeshore Entertainment, which is producing films for Universal. They get their money back from theatrical faster than they get it back from home. So it's a complex picture. It's not we think of Universal as one person cashing a check, and that just ain't how it is. I'm not opposed to a window being shortened dramatically. I think day and date is a mistake. I think you need 3 weeks.
If they negotiate at all, I think that'll be part of the negotiation. Like, okay, you give us at least the first week or two, and then do whatever with it, but you give us exclusive first 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever.
Yeah, and a premium, that $20 price point or $25 price point.
Man, I just think it was a bad idea to publicly hold up Universal, though. As Universal, you can't immediately cave to that.
Right.
Lauren, I have a question for you. I'd like your opinion on. Do you think that these studios eventually try to start their own streaming services?
Well, they all
Uh,
are
the-
part of it in a way, aren't they?
Disney already doing all this.
Yeah. Disney already did. The problem is, and most of them do, like Universal and NBC are tied together, and so there's avenues there for premium streaming services.
Right.
The problem is, none of us want to subscribe to 10 services.
Right.
Otherwise,
Exactly.
the same cost as cable, and they're very aware of this problem. So it's easier to license to Netflix and to Hulu for your product or whoever,
Right.
because in that case, it's the consumer only has a few baskets to have to pluck out of. At some point, everyone will do worse if there's too many services.
Gotcha.
I agree, Lauren. I agree with you. Yeah.
Speaking
I don't
of,
have the money for 10 services. That's,
I just, I know Steak Sauce is in the chat. He says he's having issues joining, but I just remember Steak Sauce's list of subscriptions, and the last one is the one that sticks out the most, which is
Well, that's free for everybody now.
I think it's weird about us, like collector types, though. It's like I won't think twice about spending $50 for a 3-disc Blu-ray set of Zombie, but I won't spend $9.99 for another streaming service.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Not happening.
I agree.
Sorry, the streaming service situation is ridiculous. I mean, one of us could jump online now and watch any of the latest releases for free. We all know that. Cody, there's loads, but some of these online services need to really dig into the back catalogue, because so a lot of these older films, you can't get, you can't stream illegally. You just can't get them. So maybe some of these streaming services need to look at really digging into the, deep into the past and really bringing some of these deep cuts out, because a lot of them seem to just focus on, a lot of the newer releases. And if you don't want to pay $10 a month, people are just going to do it illegally. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
exactly.
really discouraged. There's YouTube channels are getting taken down for saying something slightly inappropriate politically, but there's YouTube channels where people are explaining how you can take a Fire Stick and put apps on and illegally watch films. Those channels have got hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and they're not getting taken down. But if someone has a bad political view, they're getting deleted. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Prince took it down a video. I think it was like late 2000s. Took down a video of a baby dancing to "Let's Go Crazy." That's great.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? You know what that is?
Well, no, there's a lot of YouTube channels out there that just upload entire movies onto their channels,
Yeah.
and
A Serbian film, Uncut, was on YouTube for about 4 years. It didn't get taken down. Honestly.
Yeah.
It wasn't taken down in 4 years. The uncut version of a Serbian film, free for kids to watch.
That's insane.
But they'll take down some. They'll flag Lorne's video because he's got Texas Chainsaw Massacre noise.
Oh,
Yeah, that's true.
the flashbulb sound.
That's true.
I want to watch bite pillows than watch that Serbian film.
I
Yeah,
put my
me too,
headphones
man.
back on
Me
right
too.
when I heard. I put my headphones back on right when I heard the Serbian film "Free for Children" to watch. What the hell did I walk out on?
But
That's how the coronavirus started. So.
there you go. Speaking of Netflix,
What do we do for psychos?
is this a meme or is this really happening? Has Nick Cage been cast to play the Tiger King in a Tiger King movie? Is that real or is that just a meme?
It is real.
Neil, I've heard about that.
It is one of 2 different scripted TV shows based on the Tiger King right now.
And I just finished. I just watched that Tiger King about a couple weeks ago, and it's interesting. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I've still not.
I've seen nothing about it. Is it that good? I mean, I don't know.
It's crazy. That's
Maybe-
another one.
You've not heard anything about the Tiger King, Al?
No, I did, Piz. I just haven't seen anything, like no clip. I mean, no clips, pictures. I'm just not interested in it. So I'm wondering, is it that good? Like, is it worth can somebody explain to me what's the big deal?
Everybody
That was me. I had no interest in it until someone told me it was it was interesting. And
Anything that
Yeah.
everybody loves, I have an automatic aversion to. You know, like I still haven't seen Hamilton. You know,
Everybody that I've heard
Not-
talk about the Tiger King, they rave about it. I've not dove into it yet. I need to, but everything that it's apparently just complete insanity from end to end. So I mean,
yeah, that's
I
what I
caught
love about that. Crazy assholes.
there you go.
I caught it before like the whole Tiger King like fan like whatever you want to call it caught on.
Right.
So I think it's been done to death right now. Like that's gonna hurt it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Parodies.
that's what keeping me from watching it. It's just I'm just hearing too much about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was a well done docuseries. Like and it is very interesting, but like
It's
people
guilty pleasure.
are just beating it into the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
but
30
will
30 million
you?
people watch that shit.
But how many people
Okay.
will tune in just to watch Nick Cage as the Tiger King? I mean, that's must watch TV for me.
Listen.
Oh, that's half.
You got a point, Chris. You got a point. You got a point.
We need a remake of Roar with Nicolas Cage in it instead. Nicolas Cage playing with a dozen or so real lions and tigers. I'm in. No script, no
That was
special effects.
That was the first thing that came to my mind. Is like, are they going to put Nicolas Cage in a cage with a tiger and just see what happens?
Have you seen Roar? Have you seen Roar?
Is that the one with was it Melanie Griffith's
Yes.
family?
Yeah,
Yes,
Henry?
I've seen clips.
No.
clips.
You need
Is that
to
the one where they actually got like the actual people were actually harmed during the making of the movie?
Her
Yes.
family like
Every-
actually kept like large cats, and it just
Yeah. They ran a large cat preserve, and they filmed the film on the preserve. No cages, no shock collars, nothing. It's just the family there. And you want to see Melody Griffith get bitten in the head by a tiger? For real? It's in the
should
movie.
be on,
You
that
wanna
should be
see
on
Tip-
the on the DVD.
Do you want to see Tippi Hedren get her leg broken by an elephant that holds her over its head by its tusk, by its trunk? It's in the movie.
Damn, that's fucked
Yes.
up.
It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Yeah. Roar is required viewing.
Well, what's this film called again? Sorry.
Roar.
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 And it's on, it's been uploaded on YouTube in its entirety.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
I got to check that out now.
So there
This
you go.
is what people should be obsessed with, not
They need to make a docu-series on Netflix about the making of Roar.
Absolutely, I'd watch that.
The Blu-ray does have a great behind the scenes on it. Where John DeBont, the guy who made Speed.
Yeah.
Right? He was the DP, he was the director of photography on the film.
Wow.
And he went to the hospital twice from getting bitten by big cats. And he's reviewing, he's going, part of my responsibilities every day was to make sure that the ambulance had gas at all times. Because that was 60 miles away that we had to pick up the gas. It's amazing.
Now, did this movie like disappear for years and then finally surface, or because did they originally not weren't able to finish it, or weren't able to get a release for it?
No,
Or
it came out and was a big failure. So they dumped it onto VHS in like 83 or something, many moons after it came out. And then it never made the jump to digital until last year or the year before.
Wow.
I've got to. Yeah, I've got to watch it. I've got to watch it. What's up, Envy Davler? What's up over on Twitch, man? How you doing? I know Lauren messaged me immediately once he heard this was happening. He was just giddy as a schoolgirl. Demolition Man 2 is apparently happening.
They're going to tell us how to use the seashells finally.
Thank God.
Dread.
Thank God. No, apparently I didn't see the video, but apparently Sylvester Stallone did some kind of it was either on Instagram or Twitter, and he said Demolition Man 2 is in the works.
I thought the first one sucked. Just my opinion, guys. I didn't like it.
Well, you're on.
Watch Demolition Man today. It is very sort of
Didn't like it.
insightful as to what California's like now. Don't offend anyone. Don't offend anyone. You've said something. It's
Well, John.
I mean, I guess I'll give it another go, but I didn't like it. I don't know. I
Isn't
just
San Francisco like that now anyway?
The only thing I remember about that movie is the whole VR sex thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yes, the VR headsets. Yes.
Yes. I'm like, this is just weird.
You know,
what's next, Piz? Stopper My Mom Will Shoot too.
God, I hope so. God, I hope so.
Oh man.
I get to that.
Man.
No, man, they're gonna have to bring back like a hologram of Estelle Getty though.
What about Tango and Cash 2?
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I like that movie.
I can definitely see Brie Larson in the Sandra Bullock role.
Oh,
Definitely.
Oh yeah. Oh baby.
oh, Jesus Christ. But yeah, I thought that was like a weird one. I mean, like if you look at Stallone's sort of back catalog of lesser known movies, what is it? I mean, why Demolition Man 2? Why not? You know, I don't know.
I agree, Piz. Why? I mean, it makes no sense to me. It makes no sense.
It doesn't seem like it's like a fan favorite movie. Now, like Cobra 2?
And it's not.
Hell yeah.
It's not a big fan favorite film. It really isn't.
Yeah,
It never was.
I mean, like, give me Cobra 2.
Have you guys heard about the Cliffhanger 2? Which is going to be an all-female cliffhanger?
No.
It's not a joke.
Oh, man.
This is real. All-female cliffhanger.
That's like the all-females Ghostbusters movie, which should have never been made. Never.
Exactly.
Listen, Rennie Harlan needs to eat.
It wasn't. It could have been. Was it an April Fool's though? I can't work out whether it could have been an April Fool's joke, maybe, but nothing would surprise me.
No. It wasn't an April Fool's joke. I just thought it was really strange that like Demolition Man 2 again. I mean, like, what about Cobra 2? Cobra's a huge fan favorite film.
Oh yeah,
Cobra
was awesome.
Why not a Cobra 2 or like?
I agree, Piz. That was awesome. Great movie.
Yeah. Envy Davler says Over the Top 2.
Rhinestone 2.
Rhinestone 2. Borderline 11 says Lock Up 2. Here we go.
Doesn't that exist actually?
There actually is a lockup to it. Like,
I actually don't like Over the Top, but I love the soundtrack.
I've not seen Over the Top in
Good
20
soundtrack.
years.
I agree.
It's been a long time.
I know Rambo talks about that movie crazy.
What's up, Jess? What's up, Mark Striano? What's up, Robert? What's up, Matt? How are you guys doing? Are Blu-ray cases the same size as 4K cases? Yes. They're yeah. I've not noticed any differences size-wise.
Matt, do you need a link to where you can buy the black cases? I can definitely hook you up.
hey, can I ask you guys something?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's because most of the stuff that I like is it's like Giallo and 80s films and stuff. Is a 4K upgrade that much better than a Blu-ray of like a Friday the 13th 6? Is it really worth the
Friday the 13th
dipping or quadruple dipping or
Friday the 13th 6 might, because I mean Friday the 13th 6 is a good looking movie. See, I mean that's kind of the question with a lot of these older movies. I mean, I think they can only look so good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes a really super 4K restoration could expose things that you might want to not see.
Yes, or like the fact that half the movie was shot out of focus. That's happened a time or two with these ultra high def releases. Notice that
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you're obviously the original. Would you really want that in ultra 4K? It's got grimy aesthetic.
It was still so. Texas Chainsaw was still shot in Super 16. It's not going to suddenly look like something that was shot digitally yesterday. I wouldn't fear that. There's a German 4K disc of Texas Chainsaw that exists now. That's apparently awesome.
I did not want to upgrade Texas Chainsaw Massacre to DVD when that first happened, because I wanted to keep my washed out, grimy, grainy old VHS. That was when I think of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I still think of the way it looked on that media VHS tape. So, but like with Halloween, for instance, when it got 4K, there were certain things in it that were like highly, highly detailed. Like when young Michael's walking upstairs at the beginning, like I'd never noticed the wallpaper on the walls before, but on the 4K, I was like, whoa, there's wallpaper on the walls and it's very detailed. Wow. I've never noticed that before. So I mean, there's little things with like the older movies that really kind of, you know, it adds a lot of detail. But like if you look at, and also like if a movie's shot really soft, it's 4K is not going to help a really soft shot movie. Like what's a like
The
a movie,
Prowler. The Prowler.
The Prowler, for instance, exactly, or like The Final Terror. 4K is not going to help that. Not that anybody's going to be doing a 4K of The Prowler or Final Terror anytime soon. But 4K is not going to help those movies.
The only thing that I'd say is it's not about how the films are shot. It's about where they're transferring them from. If they're going from gently circulated release prints, which a lot of these older films actually are, the prints themselves get soft, so you can't get that information back. But if a properly preserved film can benefit way more than anything shot digitally from 4K, because there's much more information on a film frame than could ever be stored on anything shot digitally. But it matters if the companies cared to begin with, and a lot of them didn't.
Hey, Aaron Luce, what's up, man? Yeah, The Shining 4K looked really good.
Yeah, has anybody seen Alien in 4K?
Yes,
I own it.
It looks good.
That's one of my favorite looking 4Ks.
It's great, except it destroys the one scare. When Dallas is in the working his way through the ducts, you can see the alien before you should for the jump scare, and that's unfortunate because they never intended it to be that clear.
Horrid Films actually says old films benefit the most from 4K.
He's correct, as long as they've been archived properly.
Yeah.
And I mean, aside from, I'm not noticing as much difference in resolution as I am in the HDR color grading. I mean, it could be like watching a completely different film if the color grading is done correctly.
I mean, that's
Agreed.
true. That's true. That's true.
Which is why when they released Color Out of Space, they released it without HDR on 4K.
That blew my mind.
The entire release is pointless.
That
It really is.
That German 4K of Texas Chainsaw, I believe, doesn't have HDR either.
No, but I think coming from a Super 16 source, I don't even know if you really get much out of it.
Wasn't there a Madman DVD or Blu-ray that came out that was the colors were horrible?
Yeah. Well, the original DVD release from Anchor Bay, it was very blue. And then when it
talked about that.
Yeah. And then when it got released again from, I think it was Code Red, maybe? Or no, it was Shriek Show. It was Shriek Show. The coloring was different. It wasn't as blue. So a lot of
Go ahead. Sorry.
And then like the Blu-ray from Vinegar Syndrome basically revealed that half that movie was shot out of focus. And the coloring on it is different also. So I mean, you've got 3 releases. They're all sort of colored differently. It's interesting.
Madman is Corey's favorite slasher movie.
I like Madman a lot too. But when you watch it in on that Blu-ray, half the freaking movie was shot out of focus.
I was being facetious. He hates it.
Okay.
So one of the problems you have is a lot of these films were released regionally by different distributors, and if they need additional prints, they would have new prints struck, and they all use different timing on those later prints. So it's very hard with a lot of these indie productions to know what it should have looked like. So a lot of the companies just go with whatever they have available. It's sad. And they're not going to spend the money to fix anything, because they're not getting it back. You're not going to sell enough Madman Blu-rays just to spend the money.
Let's see. Psychotic Killer says I own both the TCM in 4K and BD, but he thinks the BD actually looks better. Hey, thank you for becoming a patron, Psychotic Killer. Appreciate that. Matt says we need Killing Spree in 4K. I agree. We do need Killing Spree in 4K. Envy Davler says the My Bloody Valentine Blu-ray this year looked great. It did. It looked very good.
Oh, fantastic.
I was going to ask about that. I still have the old Blu-ray release of that. I think Lionsgate put it out.
Mm-hmm.
What's the upgrade there? Is it very, very noticeable?
I never owned that Blu-ray. I never bought that Blu-ray.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. I know the what they did with the Scream Factory is when they integrated the cut scenes, they look 100 times better than they looked on the DVD and probably that same Blu-ray.
Yeah, it did look like garbage there.
Those it looks much better on the Scream Factory Blu-ray.
Nothing else that's worth it for the features too. So
Yeah, features were pretty good too.
yeah.
And Corey, why
Guys,
don't you?
what are some of your favorite summer movies? I mean, since we're approaching summer, throw some summer horror movies that you guys like religiously watch every summer. What would you say?
Well, I know Corey's number one would be Madman.
Yeah.
It's probably playing in the background right now.
It's probably playing in the background right now.
I just keep it on in a loop here. So
that Madman Mars song is constantly playing.
yeah, I can't get enough of TP's belt buckle.
TP's belt buckle. Oh gosh. Oh, geez.
No, honestly, my favorite summer movie is probably The Burning.
Oh yeah, I was going to go with The Burning.
I've always wanted to see that.
I would go Sleepaway Camp series.
Ooh, good
Yeah, same here.
one. Good one.
Big sleepaway camp fan.
What about Summer Camp Nightmare? How about that?
That's it. I mean, that's
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
a deep track. That's a good one.
Has anybody ever seen The Slayer? I never hear that get a mention ever anywhere. The Slayer. I
I've
don't
not
even
seen
know
it.
if it's got a Blu-ray release.
Never seen it. No.
Arrow
Why would it need a Blu-ray release?
Arrow released it on Blu-ray, Mike.
Slayer, Scalps. There are some films that should be left where they are.
I agree, Lauren.
You know, I've never checked, and this just kind of made me think about it. Has any of that direct-to-video stuff or like shot-on-video stuff from the 80s been released on Blu-ray?
Yeah.
Like Wood Chipper Massacre or anything like that?
Well, it's somehow some of it has made it out, but it's on these tiny labels.
Does it benefit at all? I mean, I couldn't imagine.
I can't imagine. No. I mean, maybe as a way to preserve it in the highest quality without any degradation, but whatever. I mean, with those films, do you care?
Yeah, I just wondered what it would look like.
So,
I know there was
a lot of people love those
there was
movies.
a lunch meat release. There was a lunch meat Blu-ray that was limited at some point, and people were going crazy for it on the aftermarket. I can't imagine why.
That's from
I
1987.
can't either, Lauren. I really can't. It just doesn't make sense.
Is that the one from 1987, Lauren?
87 or 88. All I remember about the film is that at one there's like a 10-minute sequence of a girl hiding under a car while the killer runs around the car repeatedly. And it goes on for like 10 minutes. No, it's shot on video, but it was amateur. It was kids basically. It's a nightmare. Had great cover art. Had great cover art. That's what sold it.
It did have great cover. I remember the VHS of it. Yeah. For me, summer horror movies. You mentioned The Burning, of course. You mentioned Sleepaway Camp. That'd be right up there. Friday the 13th for me. The first one, definitely.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
And Jaws.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gotta watch Jaws.
Yeah,
4th of July, Memorial Day. Gotta watch Jaws.
Of course.
Jaws 2, definitely.
45th anniversary is coming up.
That's right. Yeah, I've actually got the 4K of Jaws pre-ordered.
Oh yeah, me too.
So looking forward to seeing how that looks.
My most memorable summer movie horror experience was I saw Fulci Zombie opening weekend at a grindhouse. And I was sitting in front of a dude who was there with his girlfriend who didn't want to see them. The movie was upsetting her. And he said, "Well, we paid $2 for this movie. You're going to watch it, bitch." It was kind of like, so I was like, you know, am I going to be a hero? Turn around and
Be a cow.
and so after the movie, like her tears dried, and his friend didn't lift a finger to defend her. And I was going down the escalator down the thing on the way out at the end of the movie, which I had to go back to see again so I could actually watch the movie. But the dudes were talking to each other, and he said, "What do you think of the movie?" And as she's whimpering and crying, and he said it was okay, there just wasn't enough killing in it. So I'll never forget that experience.
They later brought that man in for questioning on the scene of the murder.
I went to a 12-hour shift at driving cab that night. So I was like, oh, my God.
Oh man, that would have been awesome to watch. Fulci Zombie
Opening
at a
week, sold
grindhouse.
out opening weekend, man. Opening weekend.
Jeez, that's
When
awesome.
when I describe that movie to people and I tell them that there's literally a part where a zombie fights a shark, they don't believe me. And you have to throw it on and be like, that's a real shark too, ladies and gentlemen.
And I was like, just a kid, so I actually thought it was a sequel to Dawn of the Dead. I didn't know it was an Italian movie.
That's very
What
cool.
was that movie you did a commentary for with Cameron?
What was it?
I was talking along. What was the movie you did the commentary with Cameron? Because I watched it along with y'all.
Heathers?
It was a poetry movie, Italian movie. I can't remember the name.
With Cameron?
Cameron.
Yeah. It wouldn't have been a Fulci film. I can't imagine Cameron would go that. I'll check. I'll get back to you on it. I don't remember.
Okay, I do
That's
remember that it would be a lot of fun. I really liked it.
Aaron Lewis says The Mutilator would be a great summer. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
I want to see that.
Matt says The Greasy Strangler is his summer pick. Have you guys have all seen The Greasy Strangler?
Yeah, I was about to say, is that on Pornhub Premium or?
That movie, just thinking about that movie makes me want to take a shower. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Oh man,
that's a rough one, man.
That was a good one, Piz.
I really wanted to review that movie, but I don't want to go back to that. Don't want to go back.
Yeah.
Kind of like Gummo.
Oh, Gummo.
I'm gonna look this up now. The Greasy Strangler.
Oh my God. Oh.
It's an unpleasant thing.
Very unpleasant. Definitely. Yes. Gummo is also very unpleasant to watch. Also.
Oh yeah, yeah, but it makes you feel like you're having a bad trip.
It's just a thumbnail. It's disgusting. On the Sausage Factory episode you did about WTF movies.
Yeah. I remember.
Just seeing that thumbnail made me sick.
Yeah. Gummo.
There's a couple of scenes in Brightburn which really shocked me. And I went into Brightburn thinking that was going to be like a PG-13 kind of, and it was mainly PG-13. But a couple of the scenes, the glass shard that goes into the woman's eye, that really, oh my God, that was horrible. And when he throws the car up and it comes down, and the guy's jaw is just dislocated. I thought, this is really brutal. I mean, I'd watched Haunt, and I really like Haunt. There was nothing in that, which is probably considered like, more of a rated R film. Nothing in that really made me sort of go, oh, that's, but those two scenes in Brightburn, they were graphic as anything.
Yeah, those scenes kind of come out of nowhere, because, I mean, the movie's not graphic or anything like that until it gets to those two scenes, and it is kind of graphic. I can tell by the look on Jonathan's face. He's seeing some pictures of Greasy Strangler.
I'm watching the trailer.
Yeah.
What the hell?
It's something. It's something.
Okay. I'm gonna watch it at some point, I guess.
Oh. Let's see.
A great drive-in, pre-summer drive-in is a bunch of us orphans who didn't go to prom. We piled in our car and we went to the drive-in and saw It's Alive and Black Christmas. Drive-in.
Nice.
That's cool, man.
And it was maybe the best double feature I'd seen up to that point in my life.
Oh, that's cool.
Awesome.
Cool.
Y'all mentioned summer horror movies. Why not summer movies in general?
Hold on, let me. Psychotic Killer says, "Want a gross out movie? Watch Baskin." Have you guys seen Baskin?
Of course, I've seen Baskin.
Yeah.
Turkish horror for the win.
Yeah, I saw Baskin. I don't know. I don't know. Once it got to those sequences with the strange little guy doing stuff, I was like, not for me.
Oh, good. The Greasy Strangler's on Amazon Prime, so I have my night set after we get off here.
Hi, Toronto Freddy. What's up, man? How you doing? Rock Music Forever 90 says The Prowler.
That's a good one. Yeah, Prowler's good. Very good.
Mark Striano, let's see. Aaron Lewis says he's looking forward to the Dawn of the Dead 4K box set. I am too. Definitely looking forward to that. Oh, my buddy Dave Vanderhoff's in the chat. What's up, Dave? How you doing?
Is there a release date on that Dawn of the Dead 4K yet?
Not yet. No.
It just got pushed back, though, I think.
It was supposed to come out. I think it's been pushed back a couple of times. But they did release what all the extras are supposed to be, but then I don't think they gave a definitive release date, though.
So for
Who's releasing it? Who's putting it out?
Second Sight out of the UK.
Will it be region free or?
It'll be 4K. 4K is natively all region. So they're releasing that and Martin, which I'm looking forward to both. Elijah Wood was involved in the making of The Greasy Strangler. That's correct. He was.
Oh, he's a weird little bastard. Anyway.
Yeah, he is. He is.
You look at him in Good Son. You look at him in The Good Son to Macaulay Culkin. They should have switched roles.
That was a good movie, actually. I liked The Good Son.
It's not bad.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yep.
Let me ask this of all you gamers out there: is any of you looking forward to The Last of Us 2? No.
I don't have a PS4, so.
Anybody else play The Last of Us or looking forward to the part? Okay.
Because I play no video games, man.
Okay.
Me neither.
None.
Then we don't need to even really talk about The Last of Us 2 controversy then.
Not at all, brother.
Lauren's looking forward to it, isn't he?
Lauren is looking forward to it. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I don't really know what The Last of Us is.
Well, it was a great zombie survival game that came out a few years ago.
Beautiful game.
Yeah.
It's
But
got
wait. If the title of the thing was The Last of Us, how can there be a sequel? Come on.
Well,
Play by your own rules, guys.
The girl is voiced by Juno, for God's sakes.
Oh, Ellen Page. Yeah.
Ellen Page.
Yep.
Ellen Page.
Steak sauce last time. That bitch Ellen Page, or you go to Broad or something like that. She comes up on all these.
Psychotic Killer says, I'm still stuck on Left 4 Dead 2. I love Left 4 Dead 2. Great stuff. But anyway, yeah, we don't need to get into The Last of Us 2 controversy then. But yes, controversy surrounding that sequel. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Any upcoming movies or Blu-ray releases you're looking for?
Toronto Freddy just asked a question that lines up with something someone just told me as a rumor. And I want to know where he got this idea from.
Elijah and Mike Flanagan need to tackle Elm Street.
Not the Elijah side of it.
Mike Flanagan would do a good job.
Toronto Freddy, let me know where you heard that, because I heard that too, just very recently.
Well, maybe Toronto Freddy's just saying that Mike Flanagan would be good. For an
that would be a hell of a coincidence.
Elm Street.
Could we maybe jump back to Halloween Kills and discuss who we think is going to be killed off?
Let's do it. Halloween Kills, baby.
Sure,
Let's go.
Sure. I think.
Does anybody agree with me that thinks that Judy Greer should be killed off?
Well,
Lauren,
I think she will.
Lauren has some spoilers, and I've heard spoilers from it too, based on the test screenings. So don't say anything, Lauren.
I'm not going to.
Okay. Well, I think. I mean, if this is going to be the Empire Strikes Back of Halloween, somebody big's got to die, and it's not going to be Jamie Lee, and it's not going to be the young, granddaughter. So who's in the middle? Whose relationship was mended in the first film? So I mean, it just sort of makes sense that Judy Greer, if they're going to kill off a main character, she's the one that's going to go. So that way, in Halloween Ends, Jamie Lee is in full on,
I don't get why people don't like Judy Greer. I'm really baffled by that.
I like Judy Greer. I just think her.
I like her. Comedian. She's a perfectly likable person. Actor.
I like her.
I just think to move the story forward, they need to give Jamie more of a real incentive in the last film.
Yes.
And I think at the end of Halloween Ends, I think maybe Jamie sacrifices herself for a granddaughter. And that maybe sets up future films with the granddaughter. I just can't see Jamie Lee Curtis surviving the last film. I think she will sacrifice herself.
I don't think she's going to survive the last film either.
She's been brought back before, though. So
The thing with these movies is it depends. If they make as much money, I mean, they're going to keep going and going. It's all based on how much they make. I mean, and that's the thing. They'll have somebody else redo it.
Well, there'll be a new Halloween film within 3 to 5 years after Halloween.
Yeah.
ends.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
It's all money.
Yeah.
But
Lauren,
then
have you
you're
seen
gonna have
a
to
test
reboot
screening?
it again because you can't have Michael Myers as a 75-year-old.
That's true too. Yeah, that's true too.
Mhm.
So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, but I think definitely Judy Greer's going to be on the slab at the end of Kills, and then Jamie Lee and Michael will both go out together in a blaze of glory in
So this
the end.
this won't be a spoiler, but don't go in thinking that the whole movie is Empire Strikes Back. Just don't do that, because it's bloody, is my understanding, definitely, and I know what section is especially going to be very bloody. But it's you're going to be shocked by the amount of humor in it. You're going to be shocked by the amount.
So it's
Humor sucks.
It's a combination.
Oh, man.
It's a combination of The Empire Strikes Back and The Phantom Menace. Then
I mean, listen, I haven't seen the film yet. I just know way too much about it.
Lauren, do you know if they're going to have throwbacks to Dr. Loomis, who's a
Okay,
fan
that I'll say because it's been said out there in articles. You can find it easily enough. The film opens with a flashback to the scene after the fall from the balcony.
Yes.
yeah, there's
Yes.
there's actually images online of
Yeah.
Myers 78 walking around. So
But the one thing I will say to you, and this is sort of spoilish, but it's not about plot, so everyone can deal. This film will have the least Jamie Lee Curtis of the trilogy in it. So be ready for that.
I agree with that.
That's fine.
that's because they've got to build up Judy Greer so they can knock her off.
Yep.
Not saying anything.
How do you have all this information?
You know people who know people.
Lauren
Is
has
this going to be set 12 months after the events of the last film?
No.
No.
Expect something more along the lines of what Halloween 2 did as far as when it takes place.
Oh, very nice.
Are they going to explain how he survived the end of Halloween? How much he survived being
you're going to be
Cremated?
underwhelmed.
I think he just
You're going to be
just
underwhelmed.
he just finds a hole and crawls out.
Yeah,
That's
there was
it.
a door. There was actually just a door down there. He just
Yeah.
walked out of it.
Well, in one of the flashbacks, they actually show that door. So in the film,
Oh, nice.
if you look closely enough in 2018. So
No, are we serious?
yeah, I'm not saying anything about a film that you guys haven't already seen. So
As long as they're not cheating, that's all I care about.
it's
Yeah.
it's not cheating, but it makes Laurie into more of a moron again. So.
Yeah, I mean, why would you create a prison for Michael Myers and then just put a door down there that he can walk out of? You know?
Pretty much.
She
exactly.
forgot. She forgot she had a walkout basement. So
Keeps getting locked
Well,
in
well,
down
you
there.
do know that whole sequence with the basement was all reshoots, right? The original final battle happened on the front lawn. If you watch the original teaser trailer, you can see footage from the knife fight on the front lawn in the original teaser trailer from 2018. The film did not end with the trap in the basement originally.
I thought they were just calling out Rio Bravo, kind of. That's what I thought they were doing.
Jeff's joined us. Jeff, what's up, man?
Hey, how you doing?
You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm pretty bored, but
Sorry to be boring you.
Gee,
No,
thanks,
not
Jeff.
that. No, it's not what I mean.
Sorry we're bothering you. Boring you.
I was just watching Wally. Never saw that.
Well, thanks for joining, Jeff. Thanks for being a patron. Appreciate it.
Is Wally a sequel to Chopping Mall? What do you think?
I'm game.
If only.
I got a question for everybody.
Sure.
Does anybody think that there's any truth to the rumors that Scream Factory now has the rights to the Friday the 13th?
God, I've been asking that for months. I've been pestering Piz
It's a
about
good
that.
question. It's a good question.
I have a theory. I do. Last time I was on this live stream, I showed you guys that I had bought the original collection from Michael Felcher. And that leads me to believe that man knows something. Why did he get rid of it?
Well, I mean, hey, that could be,
He's
that
like,
could
I
be.
don't need this one because we have a new one coming out.
That could be a spoiler. I don't know. That could be a spoiler. I mean, all we really know for sure is that there's been a couple of new commentaries recorded. So I mean, and that's news that I think Adam Marcus mentioned it on social media, and the wherever the red dot goes, you bang from guy from part 6 mentioned it.
bang.
I love that movie.
So, I mean, I don't know.
And my second question is what more behind the scenes featurettes could you ask for after Crystal Lake Memories has been out? I could not imagine wanting to know anything else about those movies.
I think everything is there, man. I just can't imagine them putting it. What more? I agree. What more?
I don't know. I mean, unless they go after, people who've never been interviewed or people who've never done commentaries before and try to get them on board, or unless Paramount's, doing all 4K restorations for all the films, or the set's going to be 4K UHD itself. I mean,
the cast aren't getting any younger. It's not like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Peter Blackman, now who knows?
So I don't know. I mean, it's all just hearsay and conjecture at this point. So I don't know. I mean, it would be cool. It's the 40th anniversary of the first film. I think the 40th anniversary is actually in a couple of days, isn't it?
It is.
The actual
today,
40th
isn't it?
anniversary.
Is it today?
I don't think it's.
Is it not
Was it
today?
June?
I
Why
don't-
not June?
I don't. Somebody look it up. Somebody look up when was Friday the 13th
I thought I
released.
saw something on Twitter about it, but maybe.
It was May 8th, wasn't it?
I know. I think we're really close to it. So May 8th might be it.
Yeah, that might
May
be.
9th. May 9th.
May 9th.
May
1980.
May 9th.
Wow, didn't even know.
Nice.
So 40 years, man.
Wonder if we'll hear something then.
Does anybody think that Kane Hodder, in recent years, the fandom's kind of turned on Kane Hodder a little bit, and nobody really seems to regard him as like the best Jason. It's like you're looked upon as like, oh, you're just a casual fan. Everyone says Ted White or CJ Graham or whatever. It's like it's almost as if like Kane there's been a bit of a backlash against him in the last few years. I don't know why. He was playing a zombie Jason. I don't think it's really fair to compare him to the guys who were playing human Jason. Compare him to Ken Kersinger or. Well, it just seems to be
Me personally, my two favorite Jasons was rest in peace, Richard Broker and Jason for part 2, Steve Dash. That's me personally. That's my favorite Jasons.
Don't you mean Worthington Gillette?
Warrington, yeah.
Warrington, whatever the hell his name is.
For me, Warrington Gillette is the definitive Jason.
Yeah.
There are no other Jasons.
He was Jason Part 1 through the remake, I believe.
If you ask me too, I agree. I mean, he is Jason Voorhees. As far as
That
I'm
makes
concerned.
so much sense.
Kane's done more for the franchise, in terms of like putting in appearances. He's been there, for years doing it, and there just seems to be, especially, on Facebook, especially on some of the, the Facebook pages. It's like if you say, "Oh, Kane's your favorite Jason," it's like, what you are talking about? It's like you're not a hardcore fan. Everybody knows that it's Richard Brooker or it's Ted White.
Yeah. Admit that Jason X is a really entertaining movie. Just give it up and admit it.
Well,
Thank you, sir.
Lauren will
Thank you,
certainly
sir.
agree with you there.
My favorite is Ted
No.
White.
Let me give a shout out here. Thank you, Phil, for the $5.49 Canadian super chat. Appreciate that. Appreciate your live
split that up
streams.
9 ways?
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Phil. Appreciate that. Let's see what else is going on out in the chat. Rock Music Forever 90 is with us. What's up? He's wanting a Scream Factory Nightmare on Elm Street box set.
Absolutely. That would be awesome.
I agree. Yeah, that would be awesome.
They screwed the pooch in their collection, man.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
And that's so easy. All the rights are held by one company. If we can get a Halloween box set from Scream Factory,
That would be awesome.
reason.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Rambo Ref says you can't do anything else with Halloween. They have proved that. Just move on. and do something else.
I agree, Rambo. I agree.
Rambo, I agree, but it's all about the money. If they keep bringing in 300 million or more, they're going to keep doing something. They're going to have to find something to do. I mean, it's all about the money.
Yeah. Matt says, do you guys think Scream Factory will re-release their catalog in 4K? I think they're already doing that in some instances. So, actually,
they're doing 4K transfers, right? But they're not releasing.
Oh, that's
UHD
right.
discs.
That's right. Yep, that's right. You're right. They may. I don't know. I know they're losing a lot of the rights to a lot of movies. So
yeah. Now, would it piss you off if they started releasing recent Blu-ray releases on 4K, kind of like Blue Underground did with Maniac and Zombie?
Yeah. I mean, that's.
I mean, as much money as you're putting out for these releases, and then a year later, the 4K is coming out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about how you guys feel about like Hammer films or whatever, but the Scream Factory is doing an amazing job with putting like B-list Hammer films out on Blu-ray with lots of extras on them.
Yeah, the Karnstein trilogy looks amazing.
It's great. What? No, Lauren, you serious? Or you?
I am.
Okay, good.
I am. Actually, Piz actually sent me a copy of Countess Dracula, which I think looks amazing too on the format. So.
Yeah. No, they're doing an amazing job with that stuff.
To jump back to the Kane Hodder thing for a second, I think Kane Hodder brought a lot of personality to Jason.
And he's done both.
He did. I agree.
So I mean, I think he did an excellent job as Jason.
He wasn't bad. No, it just
it's kind of movies that a lot of people don't like as much.
I think he's kind of in some of the movies that are more,
watch yourself.
Fans are a little more iffy on.
I'm talking about me. I'm talking about other people. Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think a Jason performer has really done a bad job, to be honest, with the exception of the guy in Freddy versus Jason, but I don't blame him. I blame Ronnie Yu.
Jason looks sleepy.
Ken
the whole
wasn't
time.
too bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ken wasn't too bad.
I mean, Ken Kersinger. I mean, Ronnie Yu directed Ken Kersinger to be Frankenstein.
Zombie, right?
Yeah,
Frankenstein.
Yeah.
So Kane Hodder threw him against the wall in Jason Takes Manhattan. So
he did. So I mean, I don't. When I think of Jason, in my mind, I see either Part 7 or Part 3. Those are like the two definitive Jason looks, at least for me.
Just to jump back a sec to the fact that Halloween will continue to make money year on year, no matter what. It's because look at the 80s, it produced 3 massive horror icons in the space of 10 years. There's been no horror icon in the last 20 years to go anywhere near them 3. Who have we had? Ghostface was the 90s. There's been.
I think partially because we're still making those same 3 movies, or trying to, or we're still asking for them. Slasher movies, you're not seeing any large scale release slasher movies really with a charismatic killer.
I mean, some people are trying to make out that the art from Terrifier. No, sorry.
No, but I mean, there's a lot of charisma there. I mean, you can sell a T-shirt with art on it,
Right.
It's too extreme to be mainstream, though. Far too extreme. It'll never transfer to the mainstream.
No, I agree. I thought Chrome Skull from Laid to Rest, when that first movie came out, I thought that had potential.
Have there been any like legitimate, I mean, think back to, was Scream's Ghostface like the last big, like if you were going to put like, the Mount Rushmore of horror.
Yeah.
And Scream was how many years ago?
96 was the first one.
1996.
So, I mean, we've had a lot of other sort of, pretenders to the throne, but none of them have really stuck the way that, Freddy and Jason and Michael and Leatherface and Chucky and Ghostface have stuck. You know what I mean?
You could argue
if you were to remake Freddy versus Jason in 2020, would the film be called Jason versus Freddy? Because Freddy Krueger has just become pretty much irrelevant in the last.
You hit the nail on the head, and that was something I was talking about not long ago on a stream where, for a long time, Freddy was number one. You know what I mean? And now Freddy is like a distant third or fourth.
Because
Well, I think because the remake for Nightmare on Elm Street was terrible. I literally walked out of the theater. I walked out and I went to the box office. I said, I want my money back. It was horrible. It was just completely horrible.
the problem with the Freddy thing is that for as popular as it was in the 80s, the films have not aged well except for the original.
Yeah.
If we're being honest, those movies really, really look of their time in a way that the Fridays or the Halloween series does not.
I think it's even more than that. I think it goes beyond that because I mean, keep in mind, we had the Friday the 13th game that reminded everybody of how great Friday the 13th was. The merchandising for Friday the 13th is 100 times greater than Nightmare on Elm Street. You know, we've had how many Friday the 13th box sets, and we've got that one crappy little Nightmare on Elm Street Blu-ray set. And I think the Nightmare films haven't aged that well, to be honest, also. But it seems like the fanfare for Friday the 13th has just grown exponentially and continues to year after year, whereas with Nightmare on Elm Street, it just declines more and more every year. So, I mean, I would say Leatherface is even more popular now than Freddy. I mean, you've got who's more popular right now, Jason or Michael? I think you could.
Michael.
That's a
Michael
good,
Myers.
Yeah.
Michael Myers.
So let's say
with the mainstream, yes.
Yeah. So let's say you've got Michael's 1, Jason's 2, Leatherface. Would Leatherface or Chucky be 3?
Chucky, I think would be 3.
Chucky, probably.
Because Chucky's the one I grew up with.
Let's say Chucky's 3. Would you say Leatherface or Freddy number 4?
You could even make a case for Saw, you know, the little doll on the tricycle.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, I'm not a Saw fan at all.
I was going to say when you were talking about the icons of what's modern icons, you could say Jigsaw, and you could definitely say Annabelle, despite my reservations.
I mean, I don't. Is there a lot of love for Annabelle? Because I don't see it. I don't see it.
Those movies make a lot of money.
I know, but I don't.
They do. The Conjuring.
I mean, maybe it's just you guys and a lot of people who watch my videos, they never mention those films.
No, but I thought we were going with the mainstream as our criterion. Because the horror community, I'd say Jason's still more popular than Michael inside the horror community.
Yeah,
in the mainstream, Michael's way ahead.
Yeah.
So depending what the criterion is, but if it's mainstream,
I think I would actually say more horror fans who, for horror fans, I would say Jason's 1, Michael's 2. And then I mean, it gets kind of murky, but I mean, Freddy's in the top 5, but I mean, he's more 4 or 5 than he's more at the bottom of the list.
What about the merchandising?
I don't, even with merchandising, it seems like over the years, there's been so much Friday the 13th stuff. And, and Freddy will get a new figure here and there, or a new this or new that, but it's just Friday the 13th is just...
The problem with Nightmare on Elm Street is that he's so ingrained with Robert Englund. You can throw a mask on Michael Myers, with Jason. It's so ingrained that one of the failures of the remake, I think, was people just wanted Robert Englund, and he's in his mid-70s. He's never going to come back now. So how do you recreate? He's so iconic. It's his face. You can't just put a mask on like you can with Jason or Michael. So
yeah, that's right.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
It's a good point. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, when Elijah Wood becomes Freddy, watch out.
Don't know that is.
Watch out, man.
Hopefully not.
I still think I think Skarsgård could be a good Freddy.
Yes.
And there's definitely those.
Yeah, I think he could be. Yeah.
There's definitely those at Warner Brothers that want that. So
I think he could do
Even though
it.
I was disappointed in Chapter 2, I didn't like it all.
I didn't either.
Well, Chapter 2 was okay.
Terrible.
It was better than I think it was better than the miniseries Part 2 in my book.
The problem is that part of the novel just sucks anyway. If we're being honest.
Yeah.
The source material fails, so all the adaptations fail at that point.
Yeah.
King's good at writing kids in groups.
Yeah, that Buzz one blew me away.
Right, but his adults in groups is never as strong, which is why he usually has just a few adult characters in any given scene.
Yeah.
I mean, think about how much the stand drags when we have the Mother Abigail sequences, whereas all the surviving characters are together. That section lasts forever if you read that. It's just boring.
Hey DJ, what's up, man? How are you doing? Stephen LaPierre says, "What about Pinhead? Where would you put Pinhead? Where would you rank Pinhead among horror fans?"
He's not even close to the top 5 in my book.
Don't think he's top 5.
No.
Because I was never a Hellraiser fan, and I could care less about Hellraiser, to be honest with you.
But see, and as far as pop culture goes, I mean, I don't think you
I love
can.
the first two. I love the first two.
I don't think. I mean, Pinhead, the Hellraiser movies are just. I don't know.
Man.
Among horror fans, yeah, I mean, Pinhead would probably be. Gosh, I don't know.
Hell, Predator would be more memorable than Pinhead.
I really don't know.
Pinhead's not as integral in the stories, really. He's more of a supporting character. He's more of like a traffic cop, evil
Right.
traffic.
Yeah. Clint Howard would be the ultimate Freddy. Now that would be that'd be interesting.
That's
that
not
would,
bad.
That would be interesting.
Decent idea.
Will we ever get another Nightbreed Cabal cut release? That I don't know.
Why? Is it going to suddenly make the movie hang together properly?
Well, I think
that hasn't happened thus far. So
I think maybe Aaron just wants to get his hands on that release. That release is not a
Did you do a video about the Nightbreed debacle years ago?
Yeah.
What happened to that video? I was just curious.
I took it down. I deleted it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was the best video you did. My book.
Oh well, thank you. Maybe I'll re-upload it then. Maybe I'll re-upload it.
The best bit, the funniest video Piz ever did was his file 13 on Pieces. I must have watched that about 30 times. Absolutely hilarious.
God, I love Pieces.
Even that was shocking dark.
Even
the shocking dog video is absolutely hilarious.
Images of Pieces, the still images is like, what the fuck?
Actually, somebody from Synapse, or not Synapse, but somebody from Severin Films messaged me on Twitter, and they were like, "Dude, that's the best review I've ever seen in my life." They're like, "Thank you so much. That was the best review ever."
Nightbreed.
Shocking Dark.
Oh.
That's
needs money.
It's a strange film. Let's see. I thought I had. Let's see. I thought I had another question in the chat, but I can't find it now.
I got my shirt on for Pieces.
Oh, cool. Very nice.
It's actually yours. It's from the Key Public here.
Nice. Oh, cool. Thanks, man. Awesome. Yeah. Whenever I think of Pieces, I just smile. I just love that movie so much. God,
I just think of the phone in the 1942.
The what? I'm sorry.
The phone. The 1980s phone in the 1942 flashback.
Oh, yeah.
Oh goodness.
That's just the genius of Juan Piquer Simone.
Let yourself go, man. You're in for the ride, man.
Yeah. Oh, God, such a good movie.
Go ahead. I was kind of curious, if you were stranded on a desert island, what 2 horror movies would you bring?
Okay, no offense, but if I'm stranded on a desert island, I'm building a boat. I'm not watching movies.
I'll answer that. I would bring the first Halloween, and I would bring Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Those are good picks.
I want something nice and uplifting to try to help me forget that I'm stuck on a desert island.
Well, Roar is on YouTube, so.
Yeah, there you go.
I might be asking for trouble, man. I think I might be asking for trouble if I say what I want.
Well, go for it.
Okay. Friday the 13th, 6, and The Descent.
Oh,
Dude, I love The Descent.
Those are both good picks. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I would go with Pieces and A New Beginning.
Yeah.
Pieces in a New Beginning.
Oh no.
The microwave master.
Lauren would not like that.
I don't want to ever visit Piz's Island.
I know, because my island would have beautiful big-breasted women on it, and we know Lauren's not down with that.
Hey, Piz, bring me along, man.
Wait,
I'll stop by.
Wait. I want to note that
Now you're
Piz just
talking.
suggested that he's on an island with big-breasted women and he's watching movies.
Well,
Just saying.
but you've got to, you've just got, got to rest
Piz, you
occasionally.
dog. You dog.
Which Friday did you say you'd take?
A New Beginning.
New Beginning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. That'd be one of them. Hey, man,
what's up, Big Crack
there's
Rock?
some good breasts in that too. That you could.
Oh, of course.
Oh,
Of
So you
course.
could.
But how you doing, Big Crack Rock? You doing all right, man?
Big cracker.
I know. I love that name. I love that name.
that's classic.
Have you guys seen Bag Boy Lover Boy? I've never heard of that.
Again, sounds like a Fortnite name.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of that.
I feel like if we say yes, the FBI is knocking on our door.
But let's get back to the. Anybody else have any desert island picks?
I'd probably take Halloween and Terminator 2 or Terminator 1, probably.
Oh, okay. Very nice.
Terminator.
I'd probably go Sleepaway Camp and Friday 4.
Good picks. I like that.
I'd
I
say
like that.
Pieces and Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Nice.
Both
Good picks. Like that one too.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre would make you feel hotter than you already are. You can sweat.
Yeah.
You will sweat in the wintertime watching that movie.
That's true. That's true.
As long as I had a case of beer, I'd be good.
Jeff Sheeran says Dawn of the Dead and Exorcist are his two picks.
Exorcist, I like that one.
Del Elmore says I saw Pieces, Gates of Hell, and Friday the 13th Part 4 as a triple feature at the drive-in in 1984. My God.
Nice. Nice.
That is a triple feature. My goodness.
I'll give you my two, basically.
Go for it.
Original Child's Play. Let's go. It feels like a horror movie. It feels like a horror movie, but it's a comedy.
Okay.
No one's favorite movie, Problem Child.
Problem Child.
Problem Child.
That was out of left field. That was way out of left field.
Very nice.
If you think about it, all elements of horror.
Wow.
Because that was what the original idea was.
You've shocked Lauren. Lauren shut off his camera. You've completely shocked.
Sorry about that.
Let me give a shout out here, Toronto Freddy. Thank you for the $5 Canadian super chat. He says Zach Ward. He sort of played Freddy in the bathtub scene in Freddy vs. Jason. Yes, I think he would be amazing as Freddy. His mannerisms would be perfect. What y'all think?
Yeah, he was a jackass when I met him, so no.
He was
looks
actually
like a jackass.
He was actually super nice when I met him. He shot a video for Jeremy saying hello to him, so he was very nice to me.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, he was very nice to me. Let's see, Nocturnal 91. What's up? How you doing, buddy? But Lauren, your thoughts on Problem Child?
So I know this is going to come as a deep shock to all of you, but
Come on, Lawrence, spit it out.
I've never seen Problem Child.
What?
Oh man.
My goodness.
And no, Pez, you don't get any ideas about that.
Never seen Problem Child. My God.
Oh man.
Man, I'm thinking live stream of your initial reactions watching Problem Child is a video that I need in my life.
I'm the director of Black Christmas, man. Come on.
So,
That'd be
so
funny in itself.
I apologize because I don't remember who suggested, but one of you cats actually suggested that I should put up a paywall for my watch along for Aliens, because that will be pure hate. All of you will love to be. I will have no friends after.
I'm a
that.
Predator fan. I'm all Predator.
Time out. You hate aliens?
I fucking hate Aliens.
What the hell is wrong with you, man?
There's nothing wrong.
Do you hate goodness in the world? Do you hate boobs? Do you hate that too?
I really like good writing, and films that fail that basic tests have a lot to make up. And also, if you're a sequel to one of my favorite films of all time, and you shit the bed in the first scene, I have a problem with that. So
I liked it because it was so different from Alien, and I love Alien. My daughter's name is Ripley. Like I love Alien.
It's
That's awesome,
not
man. That's
it's
awesome.
not a matter of being different. I appreciate going in a different direction. I don't appreciate having my intelligence insulted routinely every 6 minutes by some incredibly dumb plot.
You're right. I would pay to see your reactions just to see.
It's a film where the Queen Alien is shown explicitly being as large as the craft that she supposedly hides in the landing gear of.
So
Are we going to argue semantics of the alien?
So because the first film, you don't have to do any of that. I've judged films on their own merits, right?
So if you is Jason X better than Aliens?
Absolutely. Because Jason X knows what it is and plays by its own rules.
It's entertaining.
No, seriously. I mean, look, I'm always going to go back to the writing. I'm always going to go. Jason X knows exactly what it is. Are you guys going to defend a movie where a woman hangs onto a metal ladder with the crook of her arm and it manages to outstrength the pull of gravity of outer space?
That's
Yeah, because they're in outer space. Like I've already like suspended disbelief to the fact that this alien exists and they're in outer space. I'll let that go.
But you're talking about Ellen Ripley, okay? Ellen Ripley can do anything, okay?
Ellen Ripley, the character who won't let her friends into the craft in the first film because it violates quarantine procedures, but then decides in the second film that it'd be cool to go to the planet where she knows hundreds of eggs are.
Because she's seen some shit.
Character?
She's trying to save humanity.
Go back. It's such a bad film. I mean, they invent the daughter character just so they can have an analog to Newt. Newt shouldn't exist because it's just ridiculous. Newt hides in the ductwork of the frickin' facility, which is where the alien in the first place hides from the crew. So that tells you that would be the least safe place. You have Marines that shoot around nuclear reactors, which is just god-awful dumb and an insult to anyone who has ever worn a uniform.
Okay.
I can go. I can keep going, man. It's badly written.
I think I'm sold. I think you turned
Let's say this though. And this
Matt,
is something.
thank
This is something that you can't debate, and that's how awesome Bill Paxton is in Aliens.
There you go.
Yeah.
The only man killed by a Terminator, Alien, and Predator.
Nope.
Exactly.
Bill Paxton was the man.
Lance Hendrickson was killed by all.
He was killed by a Terminator?
I believe he is.
In Terminator, yeah.
Oh, well.
In the police precinct.
I will admit, the Alien is better than Aliens, just slightly.
Slightly.
No, I agree that Alien is the best in the series. I'm just saying I think Aliens is the last palatable sequel.
Yeah, I
I
can
agree with you there too.
Let me jump back for just a second. Let me answer Toronto Freddy's question. I think Zach Ward could be an okay Freddy. I just don't think they'll ever go. They're not going to go that way.
He's better in Christmas Story than Freddy Krueger.
Is anything worse? Aaron Lewis wants to know: is there anything worse than Aliens?
So there's always the dead don't die.
Okay.
Hey,
There's lots of films worse than Alien. Listen,
The Predator sucked. I didn't like the Predator.
Is Alien Resurrection worse than Aliens?
For God's sake.
It's bad in a different way, but again, it knows what it is. Here's my thing: I judge films based on how they ask me to judge them. So if you're talking about something stupid like The Predator, right? Not a good film. I wouldn't know.
Not at all.
It's a piece of crap. I knew it'd be a piece of crap, right? So I walked out feeling not really upset that it. I walked out not being upset that I saw a piece of crap because it's what I thought I'd see. When I went to go see Aliens in the theater, I was really excited. One of my favorite films was getting the sequel. The disappointment level brought it way down. So, yeah, I hate the movie. Is it objectively a worse film than a lot of what exists in the world? No. But my feelings, how I feel, and the definite plot problems, I can't get around it.
That's fair enough. Everybody's entitled to their opinion,
Are-
even if
are-
you're wrong.
What's worse, Lauren? Rob Zombie's Halloween or Aliens?
Oh, Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Okay.
Thank God. Thank
Because
God.
you have bad writing, bad performances, a lack of everything that made the original great.
His writing is terrible. Oh
It
my
is.
God.
I'd love to see him work from someone else's screenplay, though. To be honest with you,
I would
Because
love
I
to
do
do a
think-
western, man. I think he'd do a kick-ass western.
I think he'd just be good if he didn't work from his own writing.
His dialogue is by far the worst thing. I don't know anyone
Yeah.
who
My
speaks
God.
like that. And I live in Kentucky, and nobody talks like that.
It's true. It's true.
He mentioned this a while back. What is a skull fuck?
Let's not even.
Do you want a serious answer to that?
Let's not even go there. Let's not even go there.
You've never had a girlfriend with a ponytail, have you?
Ouch.
James Hester says his desert island films would be Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Suspiria. Both good.
There you go. Yeah.
Suspiria, yeah. My movie. Suspiria!
Yeah.
Yeah!
Nice.
Nice.
Stephen LaPierre says Dead Alive and Texas Chainsaw. So a lot of love for Texas Chainsaw.
Oh yeah.
Very cool.
Dead Alive is one I want to see, but I haven't got the chance to.
It's very good. It's very good. A lot of fun.
It was good. It was.
Anything else you guys want to talk about? Any other anything else?
What are we looking forward to 2020?
Godzilla vs. Kong?
Normalcy would be my number one answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going
That
outside.
too. That too.
Normal. Hey,
I look forward to telling someone to shut up in a movie theater.
Are there any upcoming Blu-ray releases you guys are looking forward to?
Yes. It's
Man.
really obscure. It's the Lindsay Carol Baker box set. Well, the Giallos she did in the 60s.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I can't remember who's putting it out, but it's coming out in a couple months. It's not Severin, but it's someone like that. But it looks really, really good.
One of my all-time favorites is finally coming to Blu-ray, and that's Tales from the Dark Side.
Oh, very nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Very nice.
Is that based off a TV show?
Yep. I think
Yeah.
so.
That's what I thought.
I know
I'm
no
looking
one here is
at
going
that
to.
shut.
I know no one will care here, but Supernatural, the 1933 film, the Victor
Carol
Shaw-
Lombard.
yeah, is finally hitting blue in a deluxe edition from Kino, I believe. I just got notified that Amazon's shipping my copy as of today, so I'm very excited.
Nice.
That was not a major studio release. Was it like a
Never heard of that.
Poverty Row studio do that or?
It was an indie that no longer exists, which is why people thought it was in the public domain forever. But the original family actually had always renewed its copyright, even though it was not in release.
Mm.
But apparently they found an interpositive to draw the print from. So apparently it's stunning.
Kino's done a great job of cleaning up stuff, like
Absolutely.
Monogram and PRC movies. I mean, they've done a really amazing job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kino's releasing something new. Gosh, what was it? It was announced yesterday. It's a fairly big title, as I recall. Can't believe I've forgotten it. But anybody else? Any Blu-ray releases? Upcoming Blu-rays you guys are looking forward to?
I know it's
just
been
watched,
talked about. Oh, go ahead.
I just watched Lady in White. I got it on Blu-ray.
Oh, okay.
That was pretty good.
Love that movie.
Lauren's suggestion.
Cool.
Yeah,
Look at
it was
Hans
pretty good. I liked
from
it. I loved it.
Witness.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Corey?
I was going to say, I know it's been talked a lot about, but I'm looking forward to that Rad release.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
is anybody excited about the Ghost Ship Screen Factory release?
George Kennedy, the George Kennedy Ghost Ship? Or
It's the William Malone Ghost Ship from like the
Oh.
late.
The Dark Castle.
Yeah.
I got the George Kennedy version, man. That's
I've got Rad pre-ordered. I'm looking forward to checking that one out. I think that one will hopefully.
I think I'm going to try to snag Rad on that halfway
That's
Black
a-
Friday.
Oh, that
Yeah.
nostalgia written all over it. If you're a NASCAR fan, you probably know the name Ken Squire. He did a little bit of commentary for some of the scenes in that movie.
Oh,
And he did. I think he broadcasted the 1979 500, which was like the first race to air back in the day.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. And the Ghost Ship, yes. I like that movie. I've not seen it in many, many years, but I recall really liking it. I actually watched it in the theater twice.
The 2002 is like around
Yes.
the early 2000s.
around that time.
Yeah.
I've heard of
I
it.
never
Yeah.
saw that.
I've heard of the title, but I've never seen it.
The opening scene is memorable.
Yeah,
but
Yeah.
That's cool.
The opening
don't-
scene was the best of the movie. Yeah,
I don't remember the rest of it, honestly.
I don't either, man. Same there.
There's a good sequence, kind of like the opening sequence toward the end, where we see how everybody else on the ship was massacred. That's good too. That's a good scene too.
There was just something about
Yeah.
that time period that is. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
There were a lot of kind of seems like 13 Ghosts came out right around that time.
Yeah. Gothica.
House on
They,
Haunted Hill.
yeah.
Yeah.
Those were
Yeah.
all.
They're all Castle films.
Yeah, but
that were
they're all
remade.
Dark Castle films. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're all remakes of William Castle
House on
stuff.
Haunted Hill was I really liked House on Haunted Hill. I thought it was a really good film.
Jeffrey Rush does a great job in his Vincent Price impersonation throughout that film. It's worth.
Speaking of Jan de Bont directed, was it The Haunting? Came out
Oh.
around that time also.
Oh, that was terrible.
Never.
I
saw
wanted to
that.
pull fingernails
Oh
off
wait,
myself.
I saw that.
That's it.
That's Captain Zeta Jones.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Uh-huh.
That's that 99 remake, right?
Someone should have committed an honor killing in Shirley Jackson's name after the film to everyone involved in that thing.
Oh,
Um,
no.
Yeah, well, sure. Scream Factory do have Captive Wild Woman and its 2 sequels coming out as the Universal Horror Collection Volume 5.
Yeah.
I love Captive Wild Woman. Like, the original film is one of my favorites. Aquanetta is one of my favorite classic Scream sirens. So that's
I met the director, Edward Dimitrick. He was signing books at a bookstore I worked at, and he was a big time, huge director, And I said, "You directed one of my favorite movies." He said, "Oh, really? What's that?" And I said, "Captive Wild Woman." And he was really puzzled.
I imagine so, but I love it.
Yeah, it was
I
great.
love everything about it.
Lauren, DJ Donnelly wants to know what your favorite movie is.
I've answered this a
Friday
million.
13th, Part 5.
No.
Aliens.
So does everyone want to just answer this? Because I think everyone knows, right?
Aliens.
No. Bride of
New
Frankenstein.
York Ripper? Bride of Frankenstein.
Nice. Nice.
That's a good tattoo.
Nice.
Let's see. Matt asks us, do you guys think this virus will put an end to physical media soon with Trolls World Tour and the drama with AMC theaters? We kind of discussed that a little early on in the stream, but I don't think so. Does anybody want to expand on that?
Shows out there. As long as you're putting TV shows out there, it ain't going nowhere.
No, I think as long as there's a group of hardcore collector types.
That too.
I think some of us are. I think there'll always be, I mean, some of these. The thing I was going to ask Lauren this. I don't understand how these companies can put out such great versions of, remastered like giallos and things when they know they're only going to sell like 800 or 900 of them. I mean, I don't know how they make money on them.
So the licensing from the beginning has to make sense. So you'd be shocked about what you could pick up the license to release a limited edition run of a giallo that's not barely known in America. You'd be shocked by how cheaply you could do it. We're talking a couple $1,000s. So I mean, if you wanted to start a home business, you could do it. The problem becomes it's much more expensive to produce the discs than to license the titles. And the problem with home media in general going forward is that we're almost to the point where the bottom line is not going to work out. So if you take the last 13 years as a baseline, starting at the beginning of this year, because we don't have this year's numbers in it yet, the entire home video market for physical media has lost 83% of its sales.
Wow.
In the
over the
past
last
2+
13 years. In the last 5 years, it lost half of it.
Wow.
It is escalating and it is moving forward. That's why I know everyone wants. I love physical media too, guys. But I just want to realistically say that you better support what you love right now, because
Yep.
the only way we're getting it for any longer is if we do. I'm more worried, to be honest with you, about the films that don't have a path forward than the stuff that will be available on streaming, because there's a lot of films that are just not popular enough to justify being on Netflix. And there will come a day when some of these films get orphaned. We could be looking at the next big movie extinction like we had coming out of, the 1940s and 50s.
Yeah,
half the films that were made before 1950 are lost. Think about
yeah.
that.
I agree.
We could be having that happen again.
I think we're
Hell,
heading.
some of the newer ones too, like North from 1994. That has never gotten a DVD release, yet alone a Blu-ray release.
Yeah, I think we're heading toward that, where there's still a lot of movies, even from the 80s, that have never jumped from DVD. Have never jumped to DVD or Blu-ray, and as physical media dries up to niche stuff, the possibility of them getting ending up on a streaming network is probably very slight too.
Dr. Eagle's not on Blu-ray.
The
It
biggest
was a video release,
The biggest irony of this current thing that we're going through is that what's keeping Blu-ray players in business? The fact that they have streaming services built into them.
Yeah.
While we've had this shutdown recently, there's been articles about how there's 16% increase in Blu-ray players sales.
Mhm.
And the reason it's happening isn't because people are rushing back to physical media. It's because these are people with older, non-smart televisions.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The only way for them to get the streaming service is to buy a machine that can do it. And the best value is to buy a Blu-ray player. That's why the Blu-ray players are selling. So a lot of false hope has started to come around in the last week. And I've been cautioning people, like, wait, this doesn't mean what you think it means. Reality. Go ahead.
Would killing off DVD finally help in any way? I feel like that.
No, because Blu-ray is going to be the first gone, and then 4K, and finally DVD.
I just feel like when you have 3 options of something in a store, people are going to gravitate. General public will gravitate towards the cheapest option, which is way out of date at this point.
It is, but again, if we had a 16% increase in this sale of Blu-ray players over last year, at the same date, it tells you there's a lot of people who never bought a Blu-ray player before, right?
That's true too, but I'd almost feel like there's not been the support put behind Blu-ray that DVD had.
No, definitely not. You're definitely right. It's
Yeah.
just a matter we're running out of time for this conversion to happen.
Oh no, I mean we're what 15 years into Blu-ray.
So let me ask you a question. Seriously, do you see any day soon when people are walking up to a touch screen at a red box and renting a Blu-ray or a DVD?
No.
It's the world's moved on now, and physical media is going to be a purchase-only deal. That doesn't help the outlook either.
I think the only. Go ahead, sorry.
I'm kind of surprised there even still is Redbox, to be honest. I mean, the only Redbox that's near me is like in a Walmart, and I never see anybody using it.
Same thing with my Walmart. It's like, people do this anymore? Because I'm not one of them.
Well, I'd say if you live in an area like I do, like where high-speed internet isn't readily available to everyone, I mean, that would keep. I think that's why Redbox is around, and I would wager they're more so in rural areas.
Right.
Rural and extreme urban. Yeah.
I think one of the reasons why there wasn't the big jump from Blu-ray to Blu-ray from DVD is the average man and woman on the street didn't see the difference. VHS to DVD was a CD. It wasn't, it's a completely different format. The jump to Blu-ray, the average man and woman on the street thought, well, it's still a CD. I'm not going to have a change. I'm going to stick with what I've got. And
Yeah.
Like my dad's, like when he got his Blu-ray player, he hooked it up with composite video. I was like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Oh,
And
God.
unfortunately, I think that's what a lot of people did.
I think you're right. I think also you got to look at in the entire video market. It's a shocking number, but 58% of sales are kids' movies.
Well, and also Walmart is part of the blame for that, because Walmart had, I don't know, I accuse Walmart of this scam, but I remember seeing Walmart for a long time, their HDMI cables, they wanted outrageous prices for those. And they would tell these people who are buying Blu-ray, well, you know, if you're going to buy Blu-ray, you've got to buy this cable, blah, blah, blah. This cable's $20. Like literally, they had ridiculous prices on these. I was in Walmart, I don't know how many times, and I saw people getting ready to put $10, $20 HDMI cables in their carts, and I'd go on eBay. You can get them for pennies.
I worked at Best Buy in 08, and the price for those cables and the way they would tell you to push like monster cables, $150 cables, or even their cheapest cables were Rocket Fish and Geek Squad cables. They were still $100. And employee pricing on that was $5 for those same cables. So they were marking those up $95.
That's crazy.
And that was at the time when people should have been adopting it. And you're right. You don't want to spend $300 at the time on a Blu-ray player and another $100 on a 6-foot cable that you're being told that you can't go online, because they would tell you that in the store. They'd be like, just tell people that these are if they get the ones online, it's not going to work correctly.
Yeah.
And
an additional $50 for the Blu-rays itself. Two Blu-rays.
I don't remember prices that high, but I remember the prices, whatever they were ridiculous compared to how much you could get them online.
I remember the $20 cables at Walmart and thinking, like, thank God there's at least something that those Geek Squad cables. I bought so many of them before I left too. They were $100 for a 6-foot cable.
That's
the
insane.
Top line monster cable, the current incarnation, which is a different owner, but $190. That's current.
But I mean, who is paying those prices for those cables?
So many people, especially older people. You would get, hey, if you don't buy this, your TV won't work correctly.
I mean, that is like freaking grand larceny. They should be, you know what I mean? They should be held accountable for that in a court of law.
That's illegal.
Because people would seriously, when I would tell them, look, you can buy these on eBay all day long for pennies, they'd be like, what, really? Oh my God.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was like a big scam that these stores figured out for 4K for a Blu-ray. And that had to turn people off too. Okay, so I've got to pay $300 for the player, and then you want to charge me $100 for this little cable? Come on, that's crazy.
Yeah, when I got my Blu-ray player, the cable came with it. Same thing with my Xbox One.
Yeah.
Man. Especially for the older generation, so you've got 4K or Blu-ray, but you need to have a compatible TV. You need to have the leads, and it's like for the older generation to be like, well, screw that. I don't care.
4K, I still think is strictly enthusiast. Like your average person is never going to accept that there's even a difference.
Right.
Yeah.
4K will not survive ultimately because it's just not a big enough buying public.
I haven't crossed over yet to 4K unless you know, the only because so far everything I've wanted is also available on Blu-ray so far.
Yeah.
And Blu-ray is truly enough, especially if you have a 4K upscaling player. It's fine.
Yeah,
I don't think Maniac on 4K. I think Maniac on Blu-ray is just fine.
James Hester makes an interesting point in the chat. He says the banking crisis hit in 2008 and 2009 when Blu-ray came out. He said the economy was terrible for a new format launch. So, I mean, that may have played a part in it also.
And early on, you had that format war. Like, I chose incorrectly and went HD DVD. And I'd say a lot of the people who did felt burnt by that. I mean, you've put all this money into something that is worthless.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I'm going to go. It's been fun.
Nice meeting you.
And,
Nice meeting you, Lauren.
You, Lauren.
Go join my...
Lauren, good meeting you, man.
Good to see all of you. Put names to faces. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, do it, people. Talk
Lauren,
to you.
It's a really good channel, people.
What's up?
It's great.
I'm not ready to let this aliens thing go. Would you be willing to argue with me on a video on this?
Yes.
Cliffhanger.
I'll tell you what. Send me a message, either through my Twitter or leave a message in YouTube with your information or something. We'll get together.
Gotcha. Thanks, man.
You'll lose. Bye.
All right, Lauren. Take care, buddy. That would be fun. That would be fun.
Tiz, who do we got here so far? How many people we got?
People watching, you mean?
On the live stream, who's all here?
Let's see. We've got Nico. Nico, We've got Mr. Lundy. We've got Mike from the UK, all the way from the UK.
Liverpool.
Yeah.
Liverpool, that's correct. We got
What's
Joe
up,
Bob.
man?
Joe Bob Tar Heel.
Good man.
We've got
Nice.
Jeff. We've got Corey.
Nice.
And, of course, Al from Russia from the U.S.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, baby.
Let's see. How long have we been going here, fellas? 2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours.
Yeah,
Jeez.
I'm watching the
kinda started
Fox
at
on the
9.
main stuff right now. So
Oh, cool.
Hey, quick, has anybody seen? I just got this in today. Candyman: Farewell to Flesh. Is it?
I've got
I
that.
haven't now.
I've got the Blu-ray. I've just not watched it yet.
Yeah, me too.
I got it honestly because I was curious about it, and I just saw where it was getting ready to go out of print, so I didn't know if it was worth
Good
it.
director, man. Bill Condon's a really good director.
Bill Condon. Yes. Yeah, I've
I
not
just
watched
bought-
it yet. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Jeff.
I just bought Let's Scare Jessica to Death on was it?
That was a good movie.
I never
Good
saw
movie,
it,
Jeff.
so,
Good movie.
yeah, I gotta see.
I
it.
liked it. I liked it. It was good.
Very cool.
Good 70s. What was it? 70s? It was
71,
70s.
70 or 71.
71. Yeah.
71?
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Well, guys, let's go ahead and let's wrap it up here. We've discussed a lot of topics. We've had some good laughs. We've had some good laughs at Lauren's expense.
It's always Lauren.
It's always,
Always
Lauren.
Lauren.
When I do that video, I'm gonna have to take a lot of notes on Alien because I probably did.
Trust me.
Let me give some shout outs here. Shout out to Chucky Yeet. Thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Phil's Creepy Videos. Thank you for the $5.49 Canadian super chat. And Toronto Freddy, thank you for the $5 Canadian super chat. Let's see. DJ Donnelly, Nocturnal 91, Big Crack Rock, NV Davler. Thank you guys for tuning in over on Twitch. And let's see who's still with us over on YouTube. Toronto Freddy. Steak Sauce, Lost Boy Bills. How you doing? Matt, Aaron Lewis, Jeff Sheeran, Mark Striano, James Hester, Dave Vanderhoff, Stephen LaPierre, Aaron Lewis, Dale Elmore. Let's see, who else have we got with us? Psychotic Killer. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Jess Graham, thank you. Rock Music Forever 90, thank you. Yeah, a lot of fun tonight. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Big thank you to everybody who joined me tonight also. Thank you to Al from Russia.
Thanks, Piz. Good times, man.
Right on. Thank you, Corey.
Thank you. Thanks. It's good to be here with you guys.
Yeah, right on, man. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe Bob.
Fun.
Thanks, Piers. Tell Jeremy hey for me.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, Mike.
Oh, been a pleasure, mate. Thanks for
What time is it over there in the UK right now?
that. 3 o'clock.
Oh, jeez. Well, thank you for hanging in there with us, man. We appreciate it,
I
Mike.
have to have a sleep before I come on.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Jonathan, thank you.
Hey, thanks for doing these every month, man. They're definitely a highlight. Thank you.
Yeah.
Right on. Nico, thank you, sir.
Great meeting everybody.
Yeah,
You
it's
too.
good. It was good putting faces to a lot of names. So that was very cool. And thank all you guys for being patrons. I appreciate it. And yeah, if you guys would like to take part in these monthly live streams, just head over to my Patreon and join the Gimme 5 tier. So yeah. All right. Well, you guys have a great night. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you again very, very soon. And until then, peace.
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 An honor.
Later, guys.